Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here on Little Times TV. So I've had a busy day today, but Daniela wanted some McDonald's. So I thought, since I'm at home, let me do this video because I've seen so many trending issues. First of all, I would like to say congratulations, Zambia, for making the right decision, for voting for Brian Mundubile. And guys, so many of you are sending me messages in the inbox. Some of you are worried, you're concerned, your BP is high. I said, please relax. In any journey, just to know that the devil will always try to hijack the journey. But yours is to remain steadfast and be hopeful that anything can change any minute. Remember, nobody knows the tomorrow except God. So when people are praising themselves, they're making themselves high and mighty, let's do this, you know, all those things, they just show that they want power to be, oppressing people. For the first time in my life, I have seen a video of that man in Nigeria. And he has told off one of his colleagues. My brother, stop ever talking about people to say, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. For the first time in my life, I've seen even Hamasaka right. Stop trying to show as if this is a position of State House. All right? For the first time. Am I agreeing with what they're saying? I don't know if they're doing it for sure. But I'm here on a very serious matter. You understand? No matter how busy I am, I was doing deliveries, very busy. You know, I drive, so I'm busy. But when it comes to President Mundubile, the winning person, the one who won 2.9 million, and it was stolen from him, when it comes to him, I stop everything and do a video. Because this man deserves honor. Let me close this door. Respect, for a fact that he decided to lay his life on the line for the Zambian people. So no matter how busy I am, as for Brian Mundubile, I'll come and speak. Now, when Brian Mundubile went missing for a few hours, there are some people who were in a car outside, security, who had seen what was going on because they just had bullets and they were running away. They sent message, red alert, red alert. This is what is happening to the president. We've had gunshots. Let us, find out what's going on there. Now, we reported on social media, on my page, I reported to say, Brian Mundubile has been attacked, has been hijacked, kidnapped by some commandos. It sounded like a joke until he explained himself what happened that night. But me knowing who Brian Mundubile is, that he's a very honest person, I knew that this was not a joke or a prank or somebody trying to act up a show. It was a serious thing. So when we shared on our posts, the first person to debunk this was Thabo Kawana. And Thabo Kawana said that, Mundubile is lying. We don't have access to anybody. The NRPUP don't say they are lying. Chilabi also made a statement that Brian Mundubile has not been arrested. And then I think an admin or somebody posted on Mundubile's page expressing that he was indeed, arrested or being questioned. All right. And then in that same night, later on, he did an interview with by Manuel Mwamba, and he expressed so much. In fact, if there's anything that has broken me, it's not somebody trying to steal election when we know he has lost. He's using army, he's using this and that. It's two things. The death of Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, because I was very close to him. That has hit me badly. And going to Mundubile's private premises to take his twins, my sisters, to take his wife, shoot in the house, and pretend that never happened, and then act as if people are lunatic, they're just guessing, they're illusional. That is a major thing that got me. The rest, if you like, still election. We all know the truth that Hakainde Hichilema, Zambians don't want him. If you look at outside Zambia, who is celebrating? Apart from junkies, who is celebrating? You understand? Zambian people are hurt. So because Hakainde Hichilema knows after the OP report that he has lost elections, he decided to start using the military. And one of the missions was go and kill Brian Mundubile. That was what he said. Remember, a soldier will not murder anyone minus instruction from the chief, commander-in-chief. A soldier will never do that. That was the assignment that those people were sent to go to Mundubile'S house. Now, after they go to Mundubile'S house, Mundubile, by God's grace, fell. His wife was in the wardrobe. They shot Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, who was shot twice, and the witness is Mundubile. They grabbed Brian Mundubile, the children, the wife, put them in a van. So when we did the red alerts, American embassy, American government called Hakainde Hichilema to stop it. That was when Mundubile was released and was able to feature on the program. And people were laughing, mocking at the hair, mocking at this, mocking at all those things. It's nice for you people, it's entertainment. But wait till Hakainde Hichilema now starts showing his true colors. Shebi is rejoicing that he has won election. A cheating election. A coup. You are happy, you are rejoicing. Rejoice. I told him I'm not suffering. I'm here in UK. The way I've been living my life, I've always come here, do my videos, go where I need to go, do my deliveries. I come, I do what I need to do. I am still the same. And I've never ever on this platform said I'm being granted any position or I want to have a position. That is why I've secured myself here. 22 years is not a joke. I'm well grounded here. This is my base. But when I see Zambian people being oppressed, I can't keep quiet. I have to speak. And speaking does not mean I should be paid to speak. I should speak where I see that things are wrong. And that way, even you as Zambian will feel you have a voice outside that can speak for you. Remember the cyber laws. Okay. So Mundubile makes his statement, shares what he experienced, what he saw. The UPND government decide, let us make up a lie. A lie that will help us. The first lie was Thabo Kawana saying Mundubile was never arrested. The second lie was Chilabi saying we don't have anyone in custody from Mundubile. The third lie is now a very serious one. Pay attention. So after the first lie did not work for Thabo Kawana, he physically went to Minor Soko. Everyone knows when you are in government, former minister or not, minister now or not, as long as you served before, your hospital, if you are sick, is Minor Soko. So when he was shot, Mutotwe Kafwaya, he was taken to Minor Soko Hospital. I have doctors who called me, doctors who told me we received a person who had 2 gunshot wounds. Exactly what Mundubile said. But the person was bleeding profusely and the person did not make it. We came to social media to ask, where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Because I'm not family member to start issuing statements say he has died. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Nobody was giving answers. Then Thabo Kawana goes to Minor Soko to create content. And the content was, I'm here in Minor Soko. As you can see, Kafwaya is not here. A serious offense ordered by Hakainde Hichilema, because he knew he was losing the elections. He ordered that Mundubile should be murdered, and God saved him. Thabo Kawana went quickly to try to save up Hakainde Hichilema. Now, that did not work. We have hospitals in Zambia. Families checked prisons, checked everywhere, everywhere. Kafwaya was not there. The son made an appeal. Our dad is missing. I don't know where he is. Now, UPN didn't know that Zambians don't want him. They don't want Hakainde Hichilema. They don't want them at all. They have the records. They lost 99% of parliamentary seats. They are just grabbing them now from people. Just grabbing. They are literally cooping people's seats. Mandevu, Kanyama, when you look at where Chilando was, Roma, everywhere they're just collecting the seats. Now, you can do whatever you want to do. After all, you have the superpower. You are in power. But when a life is, involved, you must be held accountable. So because Mutotwe Kafwaya, we are asking for answers. And Mundubile is a key witness who said, I've seen this. They now use Patrick Kangwa, an elder, to lie and write a statement that Mundubile and the group are part of a militia trying to cause problems in Zambia. Listen to this.
We were ambushed by between 70 and 80 army officers who brought the gate down, began to break the doors and the windows, and had access to the house. Of course, out of panic, we were trying to find safe places to hide. They followed us up to the bedrooms. And the moment they entered my bedroom, where I was with my wife and a colleague of mine, who was a former Minister of Transport, they immediately opened fire. I saw them shoot my friend twice. They located where I was and fired in my direction 2 times. Missed. Actually, part of my hair was scraped off. I walked with some gunpowder. I don't know how I survived, but I survived. My wife equally, who was close to where my friend was narrowly missed by those bullets. They never said anything to us. They just got in and started shooting.
And who were they?
Zambia Army, the military for the Zambian government.
What happened to the former minister who was shot twice?
I'm reliably informed that he has died.
And what's his name?
His name is Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya. My bodyguard too, Richard Banda, I'm told he has also died.
Zambia's opposition leader, Brian Mundubile, on harrowing events at his house, just days after people voted in elections. Zambians have voted for a president and members of parliament, but the question hanging over these elections isn't just about who wins or loses. It's putting Zambia's democratic credentials, long held as a shining example on the continent, to the test. I'm Martine Davis, and this is Africa Here and Now.
Okay, so that's Martine Davis. This is a very powerful journalist who even interviewed your former president. He's your president to you. For me, he's not my I would never even recognize him as a president, because I know he's just a thief and a crook. Hold on.
From the time it happened, we've had no phones. It's been very difficult in trying to keep safe. We can't account for a number of individuals that were with me in the house at the time. We scampered in no direction, because we have 70 people breaking the house down. Each one of us was trying to find some safe place.
Okay? So Hakainde Hichilema sent 70 armed people to Brian Mundubile'S house, who just participated in an election, voted for himself, and Zambians have decided, okay, we're going to vote for this person. We like this person. He now goes to his house to say, I will take you out. So if Mundubile, God forgive me, I will say this, was the one who was shot, was Hakainde Hichilema going to issue a statement to say, oh, something happened? So they want you, okay, to be tricked, because I've seen lots of praise singers trying to say a lot of rubbish things about Mundubile. Oh, he's part of a militia. He's doing this, he's doing that. A person who has stood his ground in parliament for 10 years has stood his ground in Zambia for you Zambian people. You are buying the lies of a beast who now wants to frame Mundubile, because the issue of Mutotwe is not a joke. Okay? Hakainde Hichilema, Zambia Army Commandos, you must produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. Because I know you have buried him somewhere and you don't want to be implicated. So what do? You want to drive people from the attention of how you went to Mundubile'S property, a private property. There was no armed people there. You didn't find any guns, no weapons, nothing. They literally broke the door. After breaking the door, entering the house, started shooting. They were told, shoot anyone you'll find there. By God's grace, this man survived. For those of you who are discouraged, for those of you who think, oh, these people are celebrating victories, their victories are always short-lived. Okay? Just know that we have a promise keeper, a covenant-keeping God that is trying to make you realize who Hakainde Hichilema is. They made up a lie and want to pin it on Mundubile'S. He was doing terrorism, militia, so that the international people should not listen to Mundubile, so that they can take him in prison and give him a case and everybody else. Why was George Sanga arrested first? Why was he taken? Because he was part of the people that saw what happened. Why was Tarsila Lungu's husband? Why has he been arrested? Trying to put him in the militia. It's because they know Tarsila Lungu's husband was there when things were happening. They literally told them to lie down on the floor in the big yard, and he has a very nice big yard. So what do? Let's accuse them. This is a criminal government. If you think because they've lied about an election that I've stopped, no, I've just begun. You are not going to put anyone down for your selfishness. Zambia does not belong to you, PND. Zambia is not for Hakainde Hichilema. Zambia is for the Zambian people. And if the Zambian people decided to vote and you refuse to concede defeat, you start making up stories and lies in order to pin Mundubile with a case. Well, this is a key witness and he can never lie. And his eyewitness testimony is more powerful than you who wants to lie, Militia.
So, the presidential spokesperson, who is a member of parliament for Lukasha, George Chisanga, is equally missing. We have a gentleman, Patrick Mwansa, is also missing. I have a nephew of mine, Francis Mulenga, is also missing. My driver, Moses Mutambo, is also missing. Yeah, there's quite a number of individuals, apart from the security that were outside, that are still missing. We do not know whether they're still alive.
So you've been given no indication as to where these people are and what their condition may.
At this point, when Mundubile was doing the interview, your government lied that they had nobody in custody. So you are dealing with criminals, hardcore. That is why they did everything in their power to go to every polling station and started beating people up with guns, threatening them to say, give us Gen 20. And started changing figures. Because they think by so doing, they have now won the election. That's it. They are covered. The battle has just begun. Zambia, you just be watching. This battle is for God. I'm telling you the embarrassment that will come. You'll be shocked. Did you ever think that what was transpiring in South Africa, that the Lungu family would ever win? A powerless Lungu family versus government. Did you ever think they would ever win? They won the case. The same thing will happen. Let them steal glory. Let them dance. Let them twerk. The truth shall prevail. And Zambia, your victory will be bigger than you expected. Listen to this.
There's been no information at all. The government has remained mute. At some point, they were refuting. They actually were saying there was no attack at all until we took cameras there. The heads of missions, observer missions, visited the site yesterday. They've got all the pictures and everything. Yeah,
because the government is saying that you and your opposition colleagues are making up a lot of this, a lot of these stories in order to deflect away from what they say is an election that you're losing.
Not at all, not at all. As a matter of fact, it's the other way around. We have had a number of concerns from Friday. The Electoral Commission of Zambia announced the suspension of the announcement of results. We questioned the reasons. There was no reason whatsoever that would warrant or merit the suspension. They made reference to violence on the streets. Our response was that the 2021 election was very violent. As far as we are concerned, these elections have been fairly peaceful. And therefore, we wondered why they had army trucks all over the streets and also army personnel around the polling.
The polling stations. The evidence is too much. It's grave evidence. And you cannot be celebrating a victory where Zambians were pointed guns at. I know because I have polling monitors and agents that were there that I was looking after myself personally. And they were told, get out with guns. And you celebrate. I'm telling you, you have just built a monster in Hakainde. Zambia, those of you who think you've got victory, but the victory is short-lived. Let me continue.
So we further raise concerns, Martin. Our concerns during that period of suspension, the Electoral Commission of Zambia called for Gen 20 forms, which are forms that are filled at the polling station level to show the results, presidential candidates, parliamentary level, and councillor level. So during that time, there was a suspension. The Electoral Commission of Zambia called for these Gen 20 forms. It's alleged that they called for these Gen 20 forms, a procedure that is not supported by any law, because those forms are supposed to be transmitted through laid down procedures and not to be called by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to the districts. So we wondered why these forms were called to the districts. We are equally concerned about the chain of custody of these electoral materials, including ballots, because now the army and the intelligence officers have been involved in the handling of these documents, something we find to be...
Since when have you ever seen an election in Zambia being handled by the army? I posted this before. You check my posts. I said Hakainde Hichilema has been told he's losing. He came up with plan B. Plan B is he will use the army to force until he's announced as the winner of elections. Even the figures as they were mentioning them, they were not even making sense. You are mentioning a place, 40,000, Mundubile'S 0. Meanwhile, the place they're talking about 40,000, maybe only 500 people voted. You are even lying. The Gen 20s are there. The whole Southern Province Gen 20 is there. The whole Western Province Gen 20 is there. Remember that there were Catholics, civil society organizations, different organizations. They all have copies of Gen 20s. And we put them on PDF. So the whole idea of trying to do the victory quick to hide about Mutotwe Kafwaya is because they don't want you, the Zambian people, to know that Mutotwe Kafwaya was actually murdered by Hakainde Hichilema. Because he sent the instruction. And the instruction was to kill this man. But this man is alive by the grace of God.
So very unusual is what you say. How much confidence do you have, Mr. Mundubile, in this election yielding a credible result?
From what has happened so far and what I've described, this election cannot yield credible results. And I want to repeat. A credible result is where the electoral materials, the chain of custody, the handling is through laid down procedures. There is nowhere in the rules that electoral materials are handed over to the army officers.
Since when?
Or indeed intelligence officers.
And you want to be celebrating. Hey, not winner. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, are you okay? We saw what happened in Malawi. Malawi is a small country. See how they did the elections free and fair. If you do elections free and fair without army interference, people will celebrate you. And that's why I will never encourage Mundubile to concede defeat. Maxwell, you are Citizens First member. Stay in your lane. You just came to enjoy campaign money. If you understand the struggles we've been through, You won't be there telling Mundubile to concede defeat, Why? Because you are being told Mundubile is not going to concede defeat. Ninka, I'm the chairlady of the elections. Mr. President, sir, do not concede defeat. You cannot allow a process of corruption, lies, to go through in our country, Zambia, and we'll be there dancing to say, Hakainde Hichilema is president. For which country? Who is dancing in the streets? Are the people who are twerking? We can see them. You can see them, the type, who they are. I don't need to mention, you can see.
Sometime before they're handed over to the rightful authorities. Secondly, the original information comes from the polling stations and is recorded on a form we call the Gen 20. That's the origin of every result. Now, if these Gen 20s are called by unauthorized officers and keep them in their possessions, there is a possibility for alteration of these particular documents. This is where our questions are coming from. Hence the questioning of the credibility of this particular election.
And how are you going to respond? What are you going to do once the election result is finally announced? How are you going to respond to that?
Our YouTube has got so many adverts. So the whole conversation here is about what transpired after the elections when people voted, and why Hakainde Hichilema had to send the army to go to Mundubile'S house to shoot, to kill. By God's grace, Mundubile is alive to share as a witness of what transpired. And where you see him there, he's being looked after by big officers. America is involved. So if you think your president is a straight person, okay, why do you think other governments, superpowers can enter to say, we must step in and protect this man? Because we are dealing with a guy who has now abused his power. The army are not trained to go to people's houses and kill. So because what they've done is illegal, they now want to say they heard that they were gathered here by militia, so we went there now to arrest them. You are not going to lay any charge on God's elect. It is evil to lay any charge on innocent people because you want to run away from a case. Same as the man who has died. I know, I am reliably informed that they want to lay a charge on even some of our members to say they are the ones who did this. Power should never be used. You can take the power if you want, but don't use it. And that's the reason why you don't want others to have access to the power again, because you know what you have done. You have done a lot of shoddy and deadly deals. Now, you are happy, you are celebrating. Are you aware there's a bill that Hakainde Hichilema started where he wants to be a president for 7 years? Are you aware of that? So if you think it's 5 years, he wants to be there for 7 years. Are you also aware that after that bill goes through, he wants to remove the term limit? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that he wants to bring in a bill where MPs are the ones who vote for the president in parliament, not you, the Zambian people? Are you aware of that? Be careful what you're celebrating. Once more election celebrate more QPND. And at the end of the day, Zambia, there will be no democracy. The reason why I'm appealing to the international organizations now is because you ignored the plight of the soldiers in Kigali. When the Rwandan genocide started, it took a voice on radio. And when that voice was listing the names of the people that needed to be murdered, you were quiet when the soldier said, please, can we have a system to interfere and stop this? We are not going to have another genocide in Zambia. Because I can see the majority who are commenting are people from Southern Province. And you can't tell me that Southern Province will rule the whole Zambia and other Zambians will watch. There's a level at which people can just watch, do whatever you want to do. And when they decide to step up, you're not going to like it. So when I said Hakainde Hichilema concede defeat, he knew what I was talking about. He needed to concede and then make a deal with Mundubile and not doing what he's doing by involving the army. And the international organizations, my plea to you is, please interfere in this matter. We have Mutotwe Kafwaya, who is missing, who is dead. And the government has probably buried him, never to be seen again. Why would you bury Umwana, somebody who's not even your relative, like an animal? Why not present him to the family? It's because everything that Mundubile has said will come to light as the truth. So what do? They drive all of you away from what transpired at Mundubile'S house and say they were training, we were reliably informed. If you are informed about any militia, this is a man who just voted and he's gone home to rest. Why didn't you call him, summon him to come to the police station? It's because Hakainde Hichilema sent the commandos to go and murder Mundubile. And God saved him. But I'm hurt. This is what has crushed me of everything that has gone on. Because I had a personal relationship and friendship, sister, brother, with Mutotwe Kafwaya. There is never a day I never spoke to this man. Never a day. I have voice notes. And I'm hurt that our country has turned into this. Nimoma Wakachula, where you are in your house is hiding because the commando wale pitama streets. Are you the ones who voted or it was the commando? If you voted and you've elected the president, why are the commandos going through the streets? It's because he knows that he used the commandos. And Hakainde Hichilema, the way I know him, he will never show you any love. Never. Hakainde Hichilema, the way I know him, all the promises of Mfumbwe, you will never see it. I've seen you doing pictures of Hakainde. Hakainde Hichilema that I know, even the airports you are dreaming of, he will never, ever, ever, ever build those things. Anyway, it's a short-term celebration. Continue celebrating, but it's ending soon.
If credible and material questions concerning the underlying electoral records remain unanswered, these are questions that we put through to the ECZ. They need to provide answers. So they do not expect us to accept the result just because it has been announced.
No.
Now, very early on in this process, you actually questioned the independence of the ECZ, which is the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Somebody has commented, no pangas now. We saw Kalufianya going to collect ballot boxes. He was not arrested, even up to today. He's alive, moving around in the streets. Tarsila Lungu's husband was seated in the house of Mundubile. He's in Central Police, arrested for a crime he never committed. Now, today, you are happy because it's not your family. Soon, you will understand how injustice feels. It's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Don't tell me to keep quiet. You don't pay my bills. You can't tell me on my page, on my platform of 1 million followers, to keep quiet. Chibere Shuko. Kabian Kulma Yakumbuyo vibes pages. They're the ones who are celebrating your president. Don't come to my page. This is serious business. I need answers. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? I need answers. The wife is asking for the husband. The children are asking. As you saw in the video that I shared, that's a funeral. We want the body to shike Kafwaya. To never kuba shika bene. You cannot try to pin your nonsense on other people. You now want to call militia. And people are like, haven't you heard? Mundubile, they were planning militia. Which militia? HH, when you're in opposition, you are protected by former police officers. If you fire people from their job and they look for a job as a security, is that a problem? It's not a problem. Is that a problem? It's not a problem. And I've seen people saying 5 years of being in a forest. It's not going to even be 5 years. I've just given you 2 years. 5 years is even too long. When people are upset, you cannot survive it. Trust me. Ask in Malawi what happened. They had a president like that. You think life is owned by you. The future is owned by you. I'm here to advocate for a family who are powerless, who don't even know where the husband and father and son is. We've received statements, 3 different statements. And you dare come here on my page to talk. As long as Mutotwe's body, I have not seen it, I will never stop talking till I see the body. Because this is what exactly they wanted to do to Lungu. To capture the body and do whatever they want. Where is Mutotwe? Give me answers. I want to know. As a friend and a brother. He's a brother to me.
Are you still maintaining that you doubt the independence of members of the Electoral Commission?
Yes, indeed. I doubt the independence of members of the Electoral Commission. To the extent that even the suspension was motivated by the UPND as a party. We were reliably informed that the ECZ had a meeting with the UPND as a party before they announced the suspension. So it was not a decision that they made independently.
Even when you look at the people who are announcing, Donald Chipenzi is UPND, Mangala Zalomes is UPND, that little boy that was announcing, all of them, they're all UPND members. A government body such as ECZ should be independent from members. Why should you pick members to be part of ECZ and be announcing results which don't exist? And when somebody wants to query, you send them packing like an animal. And you are clapping. Somebody literally insulted that Enoch Mutonga. Was it necessary to insult his mother? Was it necessary to beat him up? Muteko fio fila shala. Kaunda was president. Abakwi. Edgar Lungu was president. He's no more. Where is Bamonawasa? Where is Barupia Banda? So, I don't see why you are so excited about power. You eat. You enjoy freedom. You do whatever you want to do. Are you guaranteed your tomorrow? Better you treat Zambian citizens as Zambian citizens than oppressing them. And that's what made the Zambian people angry. And HH knows you didn't vote for him, majority of you. HH lost these elections by over 1 million plus votes. Because of that, I'm telling you, he will never treat you as Zambian citizens. Did you hear when he was speaking his speech today? Did it sound like somebody who is confident he won? He knows you didn't vote for him. He has a report. And he will therefore, wait. If I told he will ever swear in, but these people must petition, you will see how he will behave. You will now know who HH is. I was a UPND member. I know that man very well. So when I'm trying to tell you people, to say this man that you're trying to put there, you're on your own. And please, if you're in the diaspora, and you have a family member who is doing sort of futile, never ever send them 1 kwacha. Let them go and collect from Hakainde. Even if they need hospital bill, Chiriro, HH can give them. They have a secretariat. They can go Paliapanan. They can go and see the MPs. Let them be the ones to help them. Cut yourself off. And if you have friends, you are in Zambia, they are shouting Southfield, Nikonga Seko salad. Don't. Let them be enjoying. Let the MPs help them. This is a time now to free to Alangshat. One Zambia, one nation, Ubuntu has stopped because people have decided to have wicked hearts. Win an election genuinely. Not to kula uma wantu. Ukula kama ballots. Ukufaya ukwipa ya Mundubile. Ukwipa ya Kafwaya. A lot of blood has been spilled. I'm a panga all over of people. To me to atelat na muina. It can never be me. Never. The EU observers have also complained. SADC has complained. Transparency organizations have complained. Civil society organizations have complained. Does Hakainde Hichilema ever listen to anyone? No. That is why he's pushing away those people who won now parliamentary seats so that he can have the majority, so that he should be passing through those bills of 7 years, whatever. Hakainde Hichilema. Chiluba wanted to do 3rd term. It didn't work. Rupia Banda wanted to resist. It didn't work. There is a point when the system can allow you to misbehave. But soon you will know that the system is not yours that you were born with. Quite ni royalty. It doesn't belong to you, but the Zambian people. If the Zambian people decide no, if you are stealing election, Maybe if you become a ballot, people can understand. But not where the results are there. You start changing. Coup. You even bring police, soldiers, putting wrong figures. And you are celebrating. We've won. It's temporal. 2 years. If 2 years you reach, I'll be shocked.
It was a partisan decision that was influenced by participants in this particular electoral process.
And your complaint about the makeup of the Electoral Commission was part of an array of complaints that you were making about the general conditions under which you were forced to campaign. Tell us more about that. I mean, for instance, you said that you were forced to cross Zambia by road.
Exactly. It all started by, soon after the official campaign started, ECZ decided to suspend campaigns when we were already out there and our people already in the field. We lost 5 days, and yet we only had under 90 days to do a countrywide campaign. They set up a timetable for us, which we followed religiously. But at every juncture, the police stopped us from holding our meetings. It was a struggle every day just to hold a meeting. And, this caused untold misery and difficulty in us in conducting our campaigns. We, however, tried our best to go through 9 out of 10 provinces in the country.
And why haven't you been to the 10th region in the country?
When we were doing our 9th province, we experienced shooting. We were tear gassed, something that we had experienced.
All these things are happening. You are clapping. You are clapping. HH is quiet for now. Wait. Please, can you take this screenshot? HH is quiet for now. Even you that was paid to endorse him on Facebook, all of you, Kafwaya, he knows you are cheap. He bought you cheaply for small change. All of you, Kafwaya, you cry and regret and say, how I wish I listened to that woman. The cry of the pastors and Zambians was, let people unite. People united. HH had no chance. He lost this election. So what does he do? Stop counting. Since when have you ever seen a president ordering ECZ to stop counting? Mangala Zalomes has the loyalty to HH because she knows that if she does not do what he says, the daughter will go to jail. Maria Zalomes. So if you think these people have done it for Zambia, he's making a statement. No, it should not be about personal ambition. It's about Zambia. He knows, even this second term that he's crying for, he knows how power he has enjoyed sweet, and he has tested the waters. He has tested bringing army. He has tested, and you are clapping. Hey, yes, this is how it should be. Wait. I have been to Uganda, and I know how it is when you reach at the airport and the dogs, sniffer dogs are there with the guns. You don't want to be in that type of regime. This is a coup. It's not an election, a general election. It's a coup. Now, using military. And it's very dangerous to our democracy. And I'm not going to be here to congratulate. Congratulate who? A thief. A thief that has murdered Mutotwe. Mutotwe Kafwaya's blood has been spilled. And 3 others. 46 people are in jail for nothing they ever did. And you are clapping. Next it is you. Next it is you. And you look at the people who are saying next it is you. Look at the sun. One region will bring all this fire in Zambia. It happened in Rwanda and Zambia. If you don't stop this, if you don't stop this rubbish, you will live to regret. The people who are speaking for you, it's not about looking for any job or anything. We are well comfortable enough here. We are doing well for ourselves. For someone to live in a country for 22 years, then I know what I've done. Would I be in a country for 22 years and then I'll be saying, I want to come to Zambia to do what? When my first child is 23.
3 other provinces, but the one in the 9th province, it was really bad. The violence from the police, the violence from the UPND political cadres We were later informed that the attacks on us would be worse if we went to the 10th province, being the stronghold for our colleagues. So we decided to have a virtual rally instead.
And how would you like these particular issues to be resolved? What should take place, in your opinion, that could rectify some of these problems that could lead to your disputing the actual result?
Well, first of all, we asked very pertinent questions. We want to know why the army is involved in managing this election. Why are they involved in holding on to the ballot papers? They are custodians of electoral materials. They are taking over polling stations. We've given examples, for instance, in the northwestern part of the country, Chavuma and Zambezi. It's the army that has been moving those documents, meaning they've been in possession of these electoral materials. There's some alleged manipulation of results.
Imagine the army coming to collect the election results and handling them. And you are clapping. Yeah, I feel sorry for you. Zambia, I feel sorry for you that is clapping for the monster, for the beast. Wait, you think you see airport? Airport where? Airport where? Like, HH will wake up and say, I'm going to build airport. When he knows that you didn't vote for him, he will come and build airport. No, CDF going. Which CDF? Which CDF? This is when now you see him bringing battalion now. He has demonstrated already. It will be worse. To move around Zambia, you'll be shaking. You'll be shaking. Wait. You will come and tell me, you'll be inboxing me, I'm the one of the people who are supporting. Auntie Lily, help me, I'm sorry. Because the way they are just treating Zambian people, the way they kicked out that man in full view camera from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, Mulungushi Conference Center, when they had the results, the way they kicked him out in full view, you clapped. They are making noise. They are what? One thing I can tell you, when it comes to Ulufiengo ngaluachira abantu baledira, and you are clapping, I pray it does not happen to you. One day, one of the people that likes to say, hey, wait, one day, their relative, close brother, was in an accident in Zambia. Did you in that on Facebook? I said, Ine, I should talk for you on Facebook. Mama kana, banana, abachipunka, niba blue, baba hakainde, then in banana. I said, me, I should talk for. Wait, look, this world, it has a way in which it pays things off. I refused. I shall not be an advocate of hypocrites. You have refused to stand by the Zambian people. I will not. That is why all of you, celebrities, you were paid. You were paid because Hakainde knew that when he starts doing this in the army, you cannot complain. Now, I am the BBC journalist. I have come to see the situation in Zambia. I check on this page of a celebrity. The celebrity is shouting Soto Fioto. I go on this thing, the celebrity is shouting Toto. I press here, the person say not. This Siasi jokes, these people are happy. Wait. You come and tell me, many of you have a lot to lose, that even the Zambian people who are ordinary, who did not even want to vote for Hakainde, they are just in their corner. Why would Hakainde Hichilema be declared as a winner of this election? And we see people, threats right now. I have so many videos of people being threatened. What are you threatening them for? What are you trying to do to show people that now you are in power? You can threaten people. You can do whatever. Is that the reason why you have power? Power is for you to see. Tuala bombashan. Abo inade kumona wale support ba Mundubi. Tuala bombashan. But you are now threatening people. People's shops have been ransacked. They are looting people's shops. One guy, he has lost everything in his shop. I have videos and pictures. Imagine, just because you were supporting Mundubi. It should never be like this. And that's why when anything negative is being done towards Mundubi, you are clapping. You are being raised into being terrorists. You are supporting what Hakainde Hichilema is doing. Zambia, I've been to Uganda. I boarded a flight. You don't want to have military people. This is where we are going now, because it's a military that put you, Hakainde Hichilema, in power. It's not you. It's a military. It's the military that have helped Hakainde Hichilema to be president. A fake president, a losing person, former president, forcing himself. 2 years.
In the opposition strongholds, where the tallies are not allegedly being manipulated. We've asked specific questions to the Electoral Commission of Zambia and would want answers, from them before we can accept any result that has been announced.
Moisturizer by L'Oreal Men Expert with vitamin C and protein.
I've got a guy who wants to run away to South Africa right now. He's trying to call me here because they've gone to attack him. All right? So many people. I'm looking for transport for them to fly out. And you think it's normal in your own country after an election, people will treat you anyhow?
Audience to advertise your product or services, get in touch. Martin@africahereinnow.com. But now let's get back to the man who's vying to become Zambia's next leader. It's been pointed out that perhaps you were a little bit precipitous to publicly state that you'd won the election. I mean, technically that's an offence, isn't it? So perhaps you shouldn't have been so quick to declare yourself the winner of an election that you have already admitted is flawed.
Well, I never declared myself a winner. All I brought out were results of our prior voter tabulation. The UPND equally stated what they had as their results from their PVT. So there was no declaration of a winner on my part. I simply said our poll shows that we are ahead.
And is that, I mean, it's very difficult to talk numbers, isn't it, at the moment, because so few have actually been released so far. But you're still confident, are you, that this new grouping that you represent, that was only formed a couple of months ago, you're still confident that you've got this in the bag, that you can win this election?
Exactly. It's a well-known fact. ECZ knows that. They posed the result after they saw what the position of the result was.
Yeah.
It's a well-known fact that our tally was way ahead of that of the UPND.
You've actually gone public as well and suggested that there are foreign mercenaries in Zambia that are being backed by a foreign power. Can you be a bit more specific about that?
Yes, like we stated earlier, there were several attempts on our lives during our campaign trail. And clearly some of the people that were found to be attacking us were not Zambians at all. They could not speak the language. We discovered they may have been coming from across the borders. So the threats on our lives did not start yesterday. And I think we made this very clear. People thought we were merely speculating. It was indeed confirmed on Friday, with the arrival of the army at the residence, with no reason at all. We committed no offense. And as I speak to you, I know not of any offense that I may have committed that would warrant, the soldiers to come and attack my family.
Okay. So, you've heard, there are no warrant. And then in my comment section here, I'm seeing the person with a last name from Southern Province. This woman needs to be arrested. And somebody is asking for what? I studied human rights, gender conflict, masters at the University of Ulster. That is how I started speaking. Part of my role is to advocate against injustice. It's a crime now in Zambia to talk, to question results. Muchosapa, mwana wa chanchan. It's a crime for Mundubile to ask the ECZ, please, can you give us the results? It's a crime to ask about the process. You are no longer living in a country which is normal, but a dictatorship. You are now in a military coup. HH, he did not win this election. He will never treat you as Zambian citizens. Now, you will see. Even the other students, I feel sorry for them. Their job is finished. Chulufia Tayali, I feel sorry for him. Because Chulufia Tayali, they have a 5 years on him. Wait. You tell me that I told you. That is why, after he discovered that he had lost the election, which the intelligence report, the OP was supposed to keep quiet and let him just wait for results. They went to tell him, he stopped counting, and started interfering everywhere. You don't do that. Your mouth is too much. Mutotwe Kafwaya is a victim. His family needs answers. I, as a sister, I need answers. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Stop directing us to militia, which does not even exist. You know, in this life, you can try to be smart and clever to treat people badly. Enjoy. Idi Amin was like that. I visited Uganda. I have been to the prisons of Idi Amin. How he used to slaughter people. They are there. You can go and see them. You cry. Idi Amin was horrible. Horrible. People were put in dark rooms. Stay there in the dark room. It's there. You can go and see. I have videos on my page. I was there in Uganda. If you want us to get to that place, I feel sorry for you, Zambia. You are supposed to deny such. But God is not sleeping. The church is not sleeping. Remember how they started celebrating over the body of ECL? Remember? Did it last? Relax. We live in a world where God is fair. This battle now is for God. Mwanfa, the battle now is for God. My own is bring the body of Kafwaya to Mushike. Stop the rubbish of trying to penalize Mundubile'S as a militia so that you should get away from the issue of why you murdered Kafwaya. Bring back the body of Kafwaya to Mushike. Fwebe.
How was that situation resolved? You said that you and your family were attacked. Were you taken off the premises? Where were you taken and what happened?
We were taken off the premises. All of us were taken off the premises. There were a couple of vehicles where I was put in a different vehicle from my family. They drove us to the police headquarters. And later they drove us to another place they call the command center. It's a center for the intelligence. So an officer approached me. I asked him, I requested from him to release my family, that they were not involved in all these politics and that he should release my 12-year-old children and my wife to go back home. That's when he informed me that he would actually also release me so that I can be with the family. And 30 minutes later, we were actually released. The rest of the people were still being held. I was not told under what authority they released me because I didn't even know under what law I was arrested. I was just later released like that.
Many people have pointed out that this is not the Zambia they know, that political conditions, democratic situation has declined dramatically in the last 5 years, obviously the term of this president. But you yourself obviously were a member of the PF, the Patriotic Front, which is also ascribed, is held responsible for having an appalling record in terms of governance, in terms of democracy and human rights. I mean, do you have any kind of regrets now as to what you were obviously part of when you were a member of the Patriotic Front under Edgar Lungu?
Yeah. Yes, indeed, Martin. The PF had its own shortcomings, but it did not descend to this level that it descended to.
Not at all.
And like we've stated in our various discussions, the first thing we did when we lost power, we denounced political cadreism and made an undertaking that there would be no cadreism in our political formation going forward. We have demonstrated that. We went to 9 provinces and had close to 70 political rallies. There was no violence at all in any of these rallies.
So counterism is by and large it's young men, isn't it, who are intent on political violence? I mean, that's the definition, yes?
Political violence, that's right. Yes, so we had no political violence whatsoever. You would be interested to know that in many cases, our members were actually provoked by members of the UPND, members of the ruling elite. Now, because we made a promise to the country that will stop political violence, we told our members to exercise maximum restraint. So we achieved very peaceful campaigns through and through. So like I said, yes, we had our own shortcomings as a PF. We have since reformed, but we never descended to the levels that this country has descended to.
Okay, so you are hearing what the interview was. Martine is amazing. She's somebody that I know from the United Kingdom here. And, you know, it's very important for certain things that people are going through to be aired out there on international platforms such as Martine. Because in Zambia, all the media houses have been paid by Hakainde Hichilema. They certainly cannot air such. All they do is provoking. All they are doing is provoking all the time. And you are left in a space where everybody is praising Hakainde Hichilema. And that's what Hakainde Hichilema did. He made sure there was no money in circulation and squeezed you so that you praise him and he gives you money. And the levels of poverty in Zambia are going to cost you.
I'd like to ask you this. If you are declared the winner of this election, the present president, the incumbent, Hakainde Hichilema, would be the only surviving predecessor, the only surviving former president of Zambia. How would you deal with him? What would you give him? Would you be minded to give him a role in your government? And secondly, if you were to find evidence of corruption, would you lift his immunity so that he would face charges and have the opportunity to clear his name?
I have made an undertaking before the Zambian public that we do not only want to change government, but we also want to change how government works. One of the things we promised the Zambian people was that we were going to look after the former president. We are going to change the trend and ensure that the office of the former president is respected. I assured my dear brother that
somebody saying, Nakebi Zulu posted that is in Mainasoko. Is your government agreeing that Kafwaya is in Mainasoko? Are they agreeing? They should produce Kafwaya. All I know is that Kafwaya died. I will never apologize to anybody. Block. Apologize to whom? For the way you're treating Zambian people? Never. Not me. I'm not those people who are hungry, who need one kwacha from HH. I'm doing very well for my life, thank you. Don't need one kwacha from anybody. You see, you're celebrities who have not invested for their future. For me, I can stay at home for the next 5 years and I'll still survive and eat and live good without getting salary from anywhere. Look at your future. We have a criminal in power there who wants to paint other people bad. And you're talking about me. It's you that will suffer.
Zambia.
Last year, 2024, I was in, I think many of you people have shared this story with you. I was in America. And my uncle, my dad's brother, I call him dad, he sat me down. And he asked me one question. Are you intending to go to Zambia to go and stand? I said, no, I'm not going to go and stand. He begged me. I beg you. Never, ever, ever, ever say you're traveling to Zambia to stand. Hakainde will kill you. How do you think? Have you ever seen me? I'm involved. I want to travel to Zambia. I know for sure I would have even been with my mom, Mrs. Mundubile, and during this situation now, 3 people have been shot. So, what my dad said, I took it seriously. Those of you people you know, I've said it here on this platform. I took it seriously. You know why I took it seriously? In August, it was June, July, August, July, he died. He sat me down for 2 hours. Promise me you will never. When I reached here, he said, please, I know you like going to Zambia. Promise me you're not going to stand. Did you see me say I'm applying for adoption? I want to stand anywhere. These are hungry people. When you see Mundubile is surviving, Makepe Zulu is surviving, it's by the grace of God. Even that same powder they've put in his head, I've received calls from people. That powder is poisonous. Let him go and take charcoal. Black charcoal. How many people have been killed in this government? So, if I'm just speaking, allow me to speak. If you don't like what I say, go to other pages. I need to know where Kafwaya is. Because all these things that people will be misbehaving is unacceptable. I want to show you the criminal government you have. This is your government at Mainasoko. Creating content.
Fellow countrymen, it is becoming tiring. But like we've stated before, where there is misinformation, and especially in this case, disinformation, because remember the difference was that misinformation is to be misquoted, but disinformation is where you come up with a lie and put it out there in order to alarm the situation, to mislead the people.
Have you heard what he's saying? People have come up with a lie to mislead the nation about Kafwaya. It's going to create content, a whole government to create content. For them to go to this extent, these are deadly people. They are desperate, deadly people. Thank God for America.
In this case, we are dealing with disinformation. So where there's disinformation, we put the truth there. We have seen that the Napupu running mate, Makepe Zulu, has posted that Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya was shot by the army, 2 bullets in the chest, and is now admitted at Mainasoko. We are here at Mainasoko. I am joined by my colleagues, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Matembo is at the far end there. We are also joined by the owner of the facility, the PS for Defense, Mr. Hamaundu is here. So Mr. Hamaundu, please explain to them.
Have you heard his name? Hamaundu. Okay.
Explain to the Zambians. Is Honorable Kafwaya here? And was Honorable Kafwaya shot by your hand?
It's a laughing matter. I think
You are laughing. You are laughing. Somebody was shot, you are laughing. It's a laughing matter. They are creating content. This is your government.
we need to be serious as the people. We need really to move away from fabricating information. I actually came through to Mainasoko upon reading on social media that Honorable Kafwaya was shot and is actually at Mainasoko. And I can confirm to members of the public that that is unfounded. We are at Mainasoko. I've checked the record. I've engaged the management.
He's at Mainasoko outside. Not inside though. Outside. And have you noticed that the U.S. Army went to Mainasoko? Have you noticed? He's outside. If these guys can go and murder a former MP, a former minister in the house of a former minister and a former member of parliament, Mundubile, what about you, Kapiopio? You don't even have a house in your name. You don't even know how title deed looks like. They entered a mansion and you are clapping. This is a serious case. Please, Hakainde Hichilema and your government, produce Kafwaya. Produce him. It's not a joke. What is this? What do you call that?
At no time in the last 48 hours have they received any patient by the name of Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya. So it's a total fabrication, and which is really, really
So are you telling me that the doctors that called me from this hospital, they lied? Because I have viewers' messages. I have videos, pictures. Mutotwe Kafwaya was even on oxygen. Produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. When we asked about why George Sanga, he's now Kuchoston police. So the same way you're able to, when you release this person, just give us the body. Or the ward number, the bed number. Why have you stopped the family to go and see Mutotwe Kafwaya? You know you murdered him, Nafwa, and you are planning how you can deposit the body. In this life, you cannot get a life and run away with it. Even if you're government, you'll be caught.
And that is why I can confirm really to say there is no patient by the name of Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya in this facility, unless there's a different minor Soko, but not at this particular facility.
So maybe just to appeal to colleagues in Napupu that maybe it's time they stopped this, because clearly it looks like it's a game to them. But maybe it's time they
imagine calling a life a game. Let me play the wife.
Becoming a dad is fantastic.
I want to hear
And I want to take
if
care
the
of
wife thinks it's a game. Imagine. This is why I want you to understand what they're trying to do here. These are criminals. Serious criminals that have done whatever it takes to be in power.
I last saw my husband on Friday as he left home early morning. I spoke to him, I think, midday. I can't really remember the conversation. That was the last time I saw him. Around 17 hours, I started calling his phone. The phone went unanswered. Up to now, the phone is still going unanswered. But it rings. So, yesterday, the state made a statement to say there was a raiding at Mr. Mundubile'S residence, and the friends were apprehended, and they are in state custody. And my husband's name is not there, but Mr. Brian Mundubile has confirmed that my husband was amongst the friends and he witnessed him being shot twice. This is very disturbing to me and the children. I think that the time he stopped answering his phone, I think that's the time he was shot. From Friday around 17, 18 hours, I haven't heard from my husband up to now. So now, as the state confirmed that they apprehended his friends, and he's not among
the friends.
Me as a wife, I'm appealing to the state.
Where is Mutotwe
to look into
Kafwaya?
our plight.
Yes.
Because we are in a dilemma. We don't know where he is. We reported the case to the police, and they are saying they haven't found him. But since the government yesterday confirmed that the friends were apprehended and their families are now...
Ma'am, wait. If you remember very well, the UPND Kada police said they have not had Mundubile or anyone in their custody. Thanks to eyewitnesses that saw that there was gunfire they heard, and the neighbors, that's what saved them. They refused. After pressure on social media, pressure. You've heard what she said, that they have admitted. So police, Mutotwe Kafwaya was with George Shisanga, with the bodyguard of Mundubile, with Tasila Lungo's husband. The wife Refine Basangwa. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Finish. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Because Mundubile saw you gun him. Where is he? And you are clapping for him. For
to go and visit a friend. And my husband's name is not there. So I don't know where to go. That's why I'm appealing to the state to come in, because the children are affected. I am affected. Family members are affected. The friends are affected. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to start from. We don't know where to hold it. We don't know whether to hold a funeral or not, because we can't hold a funeral without accessing him. We need to access him. It's just abnormal to...
When a wife makes an appeal like this, in unusual circumstances, and you go and create content at the hospital and say he's not there, and me, Lilian Mutambo, have received a call from Minor Soko doctors, they called me. People turned up and the surgeons tried to help this person. He bled. They described I asked, where was the bullet? He described the same way Mundu was saying, ukukumbali, yari pusumkoka, and another one, but he bled too much. They couldn't help him. He has died. So, why are you hiding the fact that Mutotwe Kafwaya is dead? Produce the body. Give us. We bury him. You have already murdered this person. You now want to pin on Mundubile and say, Milita. Over the dead body of Kafwaya is where Zambians will know who you are, UPND and your Nikompomp government.
Friends were apprehended and their families are now free to go and visit the friends. And my husband's name is not there. So I don't know where to go. That's why I'm appealing to the state to come in, because the children are affected. I am affected. Family members are affected. The friends are affected. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to start from. We don't know where to hold it. We don't know whether to hold a funeral or not, because we can't hold a funeral without accessing him. We need to access him. It's just abnormal to stay from Friday night up to
with no communication.
Now.
And I even tried to call his number. It's been going, it rings. Even today, it rings. I'm not interested in coming to Zambia. Even when my father died, I did not come to Zambia. So you're not going to tell me I should come to Zambia to do what? What am I coming to do there? My father died in 2013. I did not come to Zambia. I came there after 10 years. Forget about that. My own is I want to know where the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya is. I am concerned. For the next 7 days, I'll be asking, where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Because they have families. At least preserve the dignity that he has for the family to bury him. Because we know that he died. He lost his life. You cannot be using state machinery. After officer from the families. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Because the doctor that told me cannot lie. Mutotwe Kafwaya died. We know that he died. He did not survive. You started even sending to my informants to tell me to stop posting on my page. They sent one person, remove the post about Mutotwe Kafwaya. He's alive, he's breathing. I said, send me picture. You don't send me picture, I don't remove my post. It's pinned on my page. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Produce him. I want to know where my friend is, my brother. All I know is Mutotwe Kafwaya was murdered under the instructions of Hakainde Hichilema, who used the army to want to murder Mundubile, but the bullet was into Kafwaya. You cannot treat people like this. Kawana, look at the statement he made. You now want to pin Litia on Mundubile. Eh? On Mundubile. So that people should forget that Momola ipe Kafwaya. Muleba leta Kafwaya lero. Very horrible people. Kupa omuntu soka tichinama. Very horrible people. Very horrible. You cannot do this to people. You cannot do this. You cannot. And to hear Wakangwa even fabricate lies to say there is a militia, so we've arrested people. Even when you go to the Charleston police, they have over 45 people there. There is no case why they are there. You are keeping them there for what? Tomorrow it will be your family that will be dead. Tomorrow it will be your husband that will be dead. They will treat him like this. You come crying, hide my ID, speak for me. I'll not speak for you. This UPND government has never been accountable for anything. And from the time we've just started, day one, before even they enter even in the next term, which they are crying for by force, they did coup. 2 days, they're already doing scandal. We have not even reached inauguration. They're already having scandal. What more? What more? Even the same pastors that were prophesying that, so will be president. They said, if you allow this man to be president, you will cry. Hold on. I want to show you something. This is what I know. That's why I like to use my phone. My phone is off. You're going to cry. And it will be so bad for you. Very bad for you. Mutotwe Kafwaya is missing. You want to pin militia. I just heard people's statement. Send me later. Have you seen? Can Mundubile be planning such? A lawyer? Because you are a criminal, Hakainde Hichilema. You want to pin criminality on other people? Because your hands are soiled with blood. You want to pin it on other people? You are not. You are holding people, 45 people in Charleston police, 5 people in Kuku Central police. You're not even having access. It took me to come to social media to appeal over Tarsila Lungu's husband. I posted, say, Tarsila Lungu is looking for her husband because I have an audio that came to say she's looking for her husband. And when I shared about Tarsila Lungu's husband, what did people say? He's in the bar. He's in this. You take everything like a joke. That is why I love Nigerians. In Nigeria, all this rubbish cannot happen. In Ghana, you dare stop an election, people are counting. Now, Mwika. At no, Kai Navaland. In Ghana, you can't do this to the West African people. That is why you look at the big hospitals abroad. Go and check who are there. It's Nigerians. Go and check in all the big positions. Even mayors here, councillors. It's Nigerians. MPs. We've seen the girl who's even planning to be a prime minister. She's black. Nigerian. Why? Because they don't allow anybody to oppress their rights. How can somebody who was, voted in democratically, nice, nobody punches, today, you want to now be forcing people on you. And we should clap. No. It's very unfair. So Mutotwe Kafwaya produce him. Let the family have closure to Mutotwe Kafwaya. Life here so is bad. I don't even know how you manage to be praising such type of people. I don't even know how you manage to live with such type of people. That thing tomorrow is for them. All these things that are happening, you are being exposed. I don't even know the desperation. Why you really think if Mutotwe becomes president, he's going to see your secret. You have to say, no matter what, come we buy in. You ended up occupying Mutotwe. Yes, Let us put his picture everywhere. Thank you, Darlington Simmons. Let us find Mutotwe Kafwaya. Mutotwe Kafwaya is not alive, he was shot. 2. And I received a call from my Nasoko, from a doctor, a surgeon, who operated that day. And he said, we tried. He couldn't make it, he lost his life. I couldn't come and say it the first day when I told you guys. I said, let me wait for the family. Now that the family is appealing, I've told you what happened. Hakainde Hichilema. You see, even Idi Amin had his days where he treated the people of Uganda so badly. He thought he would be on the seat for life. Idi Amin Dada. Where is Idi Amin? There was a time when Zimbabwe had Mugabe. No matter how frail he was, he thought he would be there. When I saw Mugabe's son suffering in South Africa, I felt bad. You know why he's suffering? The sins of the father. Mugabe's son, arrested for Ifyamba in South Africa. Some of these things, you put it upon your children. Abantu nabakukana. Why are you forcing? Okay, nabakukana. Why now go to Mundubile'S house at Umuipai? Why now go to Kuipa ya Mutotwe Kafwaya? Look at the families you've affected, you alone. And you think God is sleeping? You think God is sleeping? Lungu family, you have affected them. Mundubile family, you touch the children. Now you have gone to Mutotwe Kafwaya. Toto Anguluwe's family. Edith Nawakwe's family. Mwanawasa family. You alone. Don't you get tired? You are truly a sadist. A horrible man. It's just a matter of time. You are asking me to stop talking. Go to your pages. Get out. Get out. Nchimunya. Get out of my page. I have a friend who has lost his life. And I need to find his body. And your government must produce him. If they've decided to bury him or to even put him somewhere, they can send a funeral home to come and collect the body. We bury him. After all, you will never admit murder. If you can release this Maria Salomes to be enjoying her life, pocho, after murdering Ino Kasengel, are we ever going to receive justice for that soldier that murdered Kafwaya? No. At least give us the body. Forever in a close to okay, umuntu arifa ala pa. Arifu makubantu Mutotwe Kafwaya. So don't treat him like an animal. Produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. And I will stand for my friend because he was a brother to me. Nkashiandi, my sister, that's what he called me. So as his sister, I am standing here boldly to demand for the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya from the Zambian government. They must produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. Tabo Kawana. You know, this life is very strange. It's a matter of time. We have seen the way you are behaving before. It's a matter of time. Nishta. Just produce the body of Kafwaya. Chapa. That's all I ask for. But Mutotwe Kafwaya was a close friend of mine. He called me his sister. And as a sister, I am sad to see his wife cry. As a sister, I am sad to see his children cry. I am sad. And as a sister, I am sad that your Zambian government denied that they have access to any of the people of Mundubile. Till we put pressure and Mundubile was able to say he had witnessed Mutotwe Kafwaya being shot twice. And now you want to pin it on Mundubile and give him a treason. You want to charge people treason. You, who charged you with treason? Was Mundubile ever the president of Zambia? For you to start trying to punish him just because he wants the same seat? Give it to the young ones to handle the country. You're still, in the olden days of politics. Yeah, you to be president. My politics here, 1964. Not now. Go and see Gideon Boko. He's working with the opposition. I'm politics here, 1964. Now you want to start giving people charges. That's not how you do things. Look at Chakwera. He's enjoying that as former president. Have you seen anyone punishing him? Because he handed power over peacefully. But you refuse to concede. You want people to be clapping for you that you have won election. Election you stole with military coup. Produce Kafwaya. Period. Who don't even understand that these things that are happening, they will happen to your families. And tomorrow you'll be crying. Because this government, you've allowed them to do whatever they want. They wake up today, by oil. They wake up tomorrow, by send them a ballot. They wake up this day, they announce results, even unverified results. And you can't stop us. Hey, in a country where people voted you, elected you, you can't stop you. They can't stop you. You wake up, you do whatever you want. People have won. We've got Gen 20s. And no, you're not the winner. We've changed. It's this one. You are now taking returning officers. Speak to State House. Because of the minerals. There was a lady from Zambia who once told me, I came here to UK because of the code. I said, minerals, they bring hatred. All these things you're seeing here church is doing desperado. It's because of the minerals. Yala leto, but because people don't know how to handle those resources. Those resources should be dug out. Money comes and people benefit from communities, from schools. They'll go and get a loan from World Bank. After getting loan, then the ones that is coming from the minerals, they are eating. And then they'll be saying, we have reserves. And then they'll be saying, no, the money that we're making from here, tax holiday. And you'll be clapping. Please, produce Kafwaya. Period. Produce Kafwaya. That's it. Produce Kafwaya. Let him come out. We need to see him. So Patrick Kango was trying to make a statement. I was trying to play, but you see, no wonder I use my phone because I'm used to using my phone. I just press for my phone. But these issues of remote, for these children who do it. Myron Pariwe, Mutotwe Kafwaya's wife is crying. You are clapping. I'm very upset. And this is the best friend to a Mundubile. Very close friend. Imagine your friend came to see you, Bamushuta. What sort of bad luck is this? Or what sort of wahala is this? And you have told your wife, I'm just now my friend Mundubi. No. Hey, my church, you don't try. Don't try. Don't try. Out of my sheshe. Olopano no matata, you have failed. You have failed. You have failed completely to run this nation, Zambia. You have failed completely to govern Zambian people. You even take a video. This is my Nasoko hospital.
Fellow countrymen.
Wait, I want to go to the channel. Yeah. The video I want to play. Even the Sadiq here. They were Good morning, Zambia. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me here. I want to play this video from this man. I just loaded this video specifically for this.
Government wishes to inform the public that on the night of 13th August 2026, the Zambia police, working on a tip-off from vigilant members of the public, laid a joint operation to apprehend suspected militia and persons of interest in an operation.
The Zambian government got a tip-off to go and attend to a property of suspected militia.
That was conducted at a premise in Lusaka's Kabulonga area. The persons of interest have been under surveillance
over the last few years, and more recently.
Have you heard? They've been under surveillance for the last few years and more recently. When we asked where Mundubile is, didn't the police say they had no custody and they issued statement? A whole government body, a police. It has never happened here in UK or any other African countries that I know, that a police will issue a statement. Then the cabinet office will now write, read the letter written by Hakainde Hichilema. This is Hakainde Hichilema's letter from his house, typed. So read this letter. And you are meant to believe that Mundubile'S property has been under surveillance for the past years. And you are clapping, hey, arrest them. They are, hey.
Last few months. Additionally, some of the individuals involved were connected to military plans involving foreign nationals and illegal military.
Do you remember when Mundubile mentioned in the interview, he said, when people come and attack us, they don't even speak the language. They speak foreign languages. They now twist it and say, Mundubile is training foreign. Okay, you apprehended the militia. Show us foreign language speaker. Show us. The one who's speaking a foreign language is speaking Chinese, Japanese, or from Burundi. Because that's what you are doing. You now want to pin it on Mundubile. Hey! And you believe such. See how these people would want to lay a charge against an innocent person. They want you now to forget that Kafwaya is dead. They now want to pin this on Mundubile and his team to say they were suspected. Tasila's husband is suspected. All these years. You didn't know he was doing militia. It's now that you want to do me.
Incomes, thus posing a serious threat to state security.
Yeah? Which intelligence are these people using? If people are doing military things and it's a serious threat, why are you going there physically? Why can't you write a letter? Why can't you use drone to see and show us a video that when you were suspecting, this is what you filmed and this is what you found? You have no evidence. You are now making up story to want to pin these people. Get out. Stop disturbing my stream. Block. Stop it. After.
The individuals in issue were found in possession of high-grade military weapons, ammunition, and other materials for use in armed insurrection. The operation resulted in the...
Have you seen this guy? Criminal. Have you seen him? Have you seen him? He was at hospital. Do you know I didn't even watch this video? I just downloaded and posted because I want to demonstrate. Same person. You are with Kawana. You know what happened, you. Suspect. This one. Hey! Have you seen? What is this guy doing there again? You better read this statement. Warachimon. But Patrick Kango was under threat, I'm sure. They have not even signed his contract, you know that, huh? So he's supposed to retire after Baba Tamfi. For all you know, he will sleep one day and not wake up. So that he cannot disclose. Hey! This man is a criminal. He's busy. Why do I go busy with Tatawa? First, he was with Kawan. Now,
restricted high-grade military weapons and the apprehension of suspected members of the militia.
Where are the weapons? We are not small children. Where are the weapons that you recovered? Where are the weapons? Since you are You are good at investigation. You that, where is the weapon? Show me at least all of them again. Where are they? Show us the people here on Machikata.
And other persons found at the scene, while others fled, and their whereabouts are unknown. During the operation, the occupants of the premises fired shots at the law enforcement agencies.
Hey! Have you heard that the people who are there, the militia, Tasila's husband, they're the ones who fired shots? How can somebody who has no firearm, fire shot? Why do you want a spiritual weapon? Ha! The spiritual weapon?
Started in an exchange of fire.
Exchange of fire. When there's an exchange of fire, you should at least show us that one of the person is injured. Show us bullet cases, shelving cases that you have found in the premises. We have watched crime scenes a lot. We are well exposed. You cannot tell us, things like maybe we are 2-year-olds. Hey!
Others found on the scene were senior members of certain political parties in Zambia. Among 11 persons apprehended from the scene of crime who face various criminal charges include Mr. George Sanga, Dr. Bishop Trevor Mwamba, Mr. San.
Look at their faces. Have you seen their faces, how they look?
Mr. Richard Banda, Mr. Francis Mlenga, and Mr. Patrick Mwansa, all of whom are held in lawful custody at various police stations in Lusaka. The suspects have been charged and access will be given.
It's a lie! Please, go to Charleston Police. There's no charge. Nothing in the book. Have you heard what he's saying? They've been charged. All this is to show ZNBC. So that the diplomats, the diplomats only watch ZNBC. Ha! Hey! You've charged Tasila Lungu's husband, but there's no case in the books. Honestly, Zambia, Alanarimia Bakala mi pafe 1-1. See the way they are covering up a murder case. They now want to place it on 50 people to say it was militia. So after we went to investigate. Hey, go to Central Police. There's no case. But he's saying they've been charged. Which charge? Yeah.
The families and their lawyers.
Which lawyers? When you've never had... Do you know that the families have never even had access to these people? They've never even had lawyers to... When you go, you ask the police that they don't know why they're keeping them there. Go to Charleston Police. Ask, why is George Sanga being kept here? We don't know. That we were just told by State House to keep them here. Mwebantu. May God come for Zambia. May God come through for you. I know you will receive your victory soon. They've been charged. What is the charge of Tasila Lungu's husband? Militia.
Important to mention that Mr. Brian Mundubile, presidential candidate for the NRPUP, was also found on the scene.
He was found on the scene. You enter my house. Excuse me. You enter my house, my property. You call it a sin. You come to my private residence. Zambia molete kwa. You come to my house. You actually invade my privacy. My property. I even have a title deed. You now say at the scene. Hey! And now you know what's going to happen. I know HH very well. Brian Mundubile will put in a petition for the elections. He will now put in a plea bargain. If you want me to release your friends, drop this. The guy is a criminal. Can you imagine? On the scene, my private house, you found me in my bedroom. You entered my bedroom with my wife here, my children here. You are now calling it, you at the scene.
Investigations are ongoing, and the nation.
Investigations are ongoing. Pachos and police. Papa pachos and police upon Aishwafapa. Karaka room. Investigation. Like seriously. Charleston police investigation. Go to Charleston police. Check by George Sanga's file. There's no case. Go to Central Police. No case. They are running away from Kafwaya's case. And now want to divert people to militia. Where is Kafwaya? I want you to produce my brother, my friend, the best friend to Mundubile's. Produce him. Where is Kafwaya? You see the rubbish? You see the rubbish they are doing here? Have you seen the rubbish? How dare you enter someone's private property and say they sin? You invaded, you broke the gate. And they are calling it a sin. I want to show you the video of Mundubile'S property. Wait.
Will be kept updated accordingly. I thank you.
Using state machinery to abuse your office. That is why they had to fight so hard. Wait, we're talking about Mutotwe. We'll talk about those things later. Hey! I'm shocked. You come to my private property and call it a sin. These people are criminal. Criminal! And you are supporting them at the militia. You're not going to do a militia on anyone, no?
Fellow countrymen, it is becoming tiring.
Criminal!
As I
Criminal!
stated before, where there is misinformation, and especially in this case, disinformation, because remember the difference was that misinformation is to be misquoted.
I want to play you the video of Mundubile'S house. Let's see if I can get the video so you see the scene. Wait, good morning. I loaded them here on YouTube. That's the property.
Well, I'm gonna tell the.
Hope you can see. You come to my house, you break the gates, and you come and say we were firing. My dear, these people, they are very dangerous, and for me, I wouldn't want any of you to, the way I'm feeling. But look, if there is something that has really bothered me, is the death of Kafwaya. Honestly, if you are my elections, if you're from Mundubile's, you are already thieves. But for this one, wait, hold on.
My job is to get insights to.
So is that the residence of Kafwaya? Mundubile'S, sorry.
Yo, Dinasondwa. It's a VMTV. Yes, the journalist. Oh. Yes. So, find the dynasty. Yes. So, the already pretty much sessions are just about to have enough tension. So, the one is not very up on there.
No. Village kasona manje wewe mimi nakhala pano ni mwana wangu ngakhala ku servant kujana wenango so atukapo chile ngati abwera manje
Okay.
So ndimira chifono to bomb tenzibu kusukira gate
There you get.
small
So, I bet my family members very much.
bali bekuri senza bwera na masi change basi kulibera mukali wonse mkati
Okay. Wanabwera pale.
manje
If this is a crime scene, how come we have not seen tape? How come we have not seen forensic? Crime scene is free. See how they don't even know how to lie.
This is it.
Oksona bela panu mendan mana start that vamdala bramdele. Wana ba main form
You heard what he said? According to the son who works there, Banabuela bakapokola, baba gone kapansi once. But you heard they said that there was exchange of fire. So if somebody has fire, to amlani kapanshi. If somebody has a firearm, can you tell them alale punch? Then you said there was exchange. You're exchanging. You see how their statements don't match. Shoot. You see? They started shooting themselves. You can see. That to the boys explaining. They're shooting. What happened? They just came and they were shooting.
by most people. Okay.
You see, it describes exactly, say they took the persons, took them to the hospital. And let me tell you this, one of them that injured himself is a cadre of UPND. Because Papa they're trying to push people, do what, Arichena, Alimaina Soko. A cadre who doesn't have any government position is in Mainasoko right now. This is verified information from hospital staff, doctors in Mainasoko. They told me this. You can go and verify. You will see that it has happened.
Not Masoja, not okay. Yes. Okay.
So now the father did not know. So he now says, there's a Masoja. Remember, they said there was no arrest. Remember, they said they have never been to Mundubile'S house. Now these are soldiers. Why would a soldier arrest you? Shouldn't a soldier take you to barrack? Huh? Or to office somewhere? Why are you in a common police station? If you wanted to arrest people for terrorism, for what? You are not going to pin this case on anybody. You cannot do that. You dare not. What type of criminals are you? That you want to pin a case with other people?
Okay.
Massage.
So it's not just a bunch. They
push the gate. Operation Yabo. They push the gate. Qualified. Go and kill. Push the gate. Catch them unaware. I'm a shooter. And you want to come and say there was exchange of fire. At what time will somebody be ready to start to send them foot? Now, lie down, lie down, lie down.
So, mengani kau mereka pun gina ukat. Sangina ukat nyumba, but just for not nyumba.
No problem.
Okay, thanks so much.
Don't try any journalist idea and then
Okay. What's up, Peter?
that one.
Okay. First, Masala Panje. So right here, I'm inside Brian Mundubile'S residence, where all that occurred transpired right here, where I'm actually reliably told by these individuals who are caretakers that there were some shootings. If you can see from this window, if I can enter from this part, I can show you right here. That window there indicates that those are bullets.
Bullets.
Those are bullets that are actually going through, and some individuals were shot, but no reliable information currently to say that one was actually killed or not. But according to the information that these individuals have actually shared with me, is that there were some people that were injured
and went to the hospital.
This is the situation currently, and we don't know if they have been hospitalized, which hospital they are actually being hospitalized, or they are at all dead. This is a place at Mundubile'S residence right here. though vehicles are not high, we can see some distractions from inside here, but from outside there are. And if you can see this part.
So you see, they came like armed robbers. Because if you are militia, you've planned yourself, there would have been, you know, lots of issues here, Maganzu, Kushutana, Shanshan, like what they said, there was exchange of fire. If there was exchange of fire, why are the cars of Mundubile intact? Why are the vehicles there the way they were left? And you want to lie to Zambian people that there was exchange of fire. If there was exchange of fire, we would have seen bullets all over the windows, but you literally came in, you were shooting through the door, window guard, and banged the gate, told people to lie down. And that's exactly the description of Mundubile. It makes sense. I don't think any of the people resisted. We have watched crime scenes, FBI. You don't even know FBI type of arrangement of arresting people. You just do it Africa way. We have watched how they do it. We would have seen, since you said there was exchange of fire, gunfire, why are the cars intact? There was no resist. People lay down there as you told them to lie down. And when you went inside, you thought you now have privacy. You shot Mutotwe Kafwaya twice. And he was bleeding. You carried him. Took him to Mainasoko hospital because you want to leave evidence there. And if you had left him there and he died there, that would have been our evidence because you entered in our property and the neighbors heard the gunshots. You have criminals. Get out. Who's a content creator? Do you see adverts on my page? Nonsense. Talking about a life here.
The vehicle trying to force itself through. So this part here indicates that's a tire that forced itself. When the vehicle is trying to force itself.
Please, this journalist is powerful. Though you cannot see it clearly, but he's saying on the wall here, the tire was trying to force itself through. You can see the lines of the tire, meaning it describes that truly they bang, they get pushed. Lie down, we are 70 of us, we are from so, lie down. There was no resist. And they thought, let's see how we can. Now, Kunsoni, after they've seen that people have heard and known that Mundubile was abducted and he went on TV and everything, they now want to twist the story and say it was actually militia. We've been investigating them. You waited for election day. You waited for election day to investigate Mundubile'S militia. You, HH, that were looking for any case on Mundubile, since you didn't want him to be on the ballot, you waited for day of elections. And you want who to believe your lies?
Trying to force the vehicle inside by breaking this gate.
They broke the gate.
They ended up striking the gate, and then the vehicle came and almost eat into the the wall here. But fortunately, the tire is the one that eat into it. I'm sure if it was the vehicle, everything would have actually collapsed and everything. So this is a situation right here at Mundubile'S residence, and these guys are here to fix the gate to ensure that. Their safety is restored and everything. So, according to information that I've received so far.
So now, you went to investigate where are the shell casings to show that there was exchange of fire. You went to investigate, show us the guns that you found there. Picture, video. You went to investigate, show us bulletproof. Something happened there. You met people who are powerless, who don't even have any arms. And you want to call them militia. This is the last time, Hakainde Hichilema, you try to pin any case on innocent people as long as I'm there. This is the last time. You were doing it before. When I entered in the matter, you have stopped misbehaving much. This is the last time. Release those people. Release Tasila Lungu's husband. Release all those 46 people you have arrested with no case. Release the people in Mongu. The campaigns are over. You got what you wanted by force. Oh yeah, now, be president and release these people. Nonsense.
Some Zambia Police Service and military personnel are the ones that came here to, abduct.
They refused that they were never in Mundubile'S premises. They wrote statements that they were never there. After Mundubile spoke as a witness, thank God he's alive. Imagine how many people that UPND have murdered in a case of no witness. One of them is the one that went to Jito Kayumba's mine, illegal mine with the father. The other boy who witnessed the gold scandal, that boy, then they call it suicide. These guys are bad. Oof.
I don't know if it's the right term to utilize to abduct or to arrest Brian Mundubile. They were putting on uniforms for Zambia Police Service, as well as putting on uniforms for military personnel, which is something that is actually worrisome. So these are some of the pieces that came from one of the vehicles. I'm certain it's a vehicle that actually forced itself inside. If you can see, this is a piece here.
The pieces of the vehicle, they are there. Show us bullets. If there was exchange of gunfire.
Another one here, it's a piece here. So meaning that this one snapped off from,
the vehicle.
they said, vehicle that forced itself inside, I believe. So a situation that is actually bizarre. We didn't anticipate this during these elections, because the country started at a pace where
very peaceful elections.
Violence was not at its core, but it's becoming intense each and every day. This is the update that I'm actually going to give you right now. And further investigations, I'll continue investigating on the matter to find out what really transpired in as far as the whole incident. The question remains, where is Brian Mundubile? Is Brian Mundubile in safe hands, or is Brian Mundubile in wrong hands? So those are the questions that are coming from the Zambian people, the general populace, those who voted for him, or maybe those who are anticipating from him. So
somebody saying kindly hide the witness. That's why he's being kept. You think America, they can enter in a matter when they don't know that the person is innocent. You now want to eliminate him.
Right here at Brian Mundubile'S residence, this is Suntwa. Back to the studio.
Okay? So that was Mundubile'S property. And somebody wants to pretend. Huh?
This season is a level of bar in TNT.
And somebody wants to pretend like everything was going well. So guys, I will keep you updated. For the next 7 days, I'm on the case of Mutotwe. We must find him. I don't care what anybody says. You must find him.
This major shot.
You must find him, produce him. The same way you had the energy to go to Mutotwe's house, produce him. Produce Mutotwe. Thank you. Produce him. Produce Mutotwe. And when you produce, yes, it's called trespassing someone's private property. You trespass someone's private property. And then you want to come and brag as to how it's because of militia. You mean you don't know how to write? You waited for election day to send army people to go and arrest militia. You were hunting after Mundubile ukumuipaya. And because out of shame now, you want to cover yourself and call it militia. So this was Makebe Zulu's statement.
The developments surrounding the presidential election have reached a point that demands the immediate attention of every Zambian. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, the church, civil society, domestic and international election observers, diplomatic missions, and the international community. What we're witnessing can no longer reasonably be dismissed as a collection of isolated incidents. Reports reaching us point to a disturbing and increasingly widespread pattern involving interference with electoral officers, threats against returning officers, missing and allegedly stolen Gen 20 forms, questionable alteration of electoral records, interference by security agencies, intimidation of accredited political agents, and a crackdown on opposition leaders and persons playing pivotal roles in this election. Gen 20 forms are fundamental to the aggregation, verification, declaration of results at presidential level. Any unlawful interference with their custody, movement, or contents therefore strikes directly at the credibility of the election and at the constitutional right of Zambians to determine who governs them. A climate of fear cannot produce a free and fair election.
Yeah.
Of grave concern is the widespread crackdown on opposition leaders, officials, lawyers, political actors, and other persons playing pivotal roles in this electoral process. We have received reports that opposition figures and persons associated with the opposition have been taken into custody and in some instances allegedly held incommunicado, denied access to lawyers, and prevented from communicating with...
Have you heard? They were denied access to lawyers. What did Patrick Kangwa say? The persons, the lawyers have been informed. Isn't that what he said? You understand? They don't even know how to lie. You have arrested people by force. You are now denying them access to lawyers. But you make a statement on ZNBC for diplomats to think, oh, it's true. Militia. Diplomats are just busy drinking tea and coffee. They go from one office to the other, hotel to the other. They don't even know the real issues that are going on the ground. That's why you use ZNBC. But you've heard that. They were denied access. Exactly what I said. Because I've got people who've gone to take food. They're denied access to lawyers. They don't even know why they're there. Including Mundubile'S own nephews. They are there. Biological nephews. Not rich blue shakulondolola. But you are lying. In fact, Mutotwe, when he first featured on Emmanuel Mamba, he didn't even know where they were. He didn't know. Until we spoke, we've been speaking about this thing. That's when now we've heard that, oh, Baliku Charleston, Abaliku. At first, they even took them to some dark rooms. They don't even know which rooms they are, whether it's those shrines JJ Banda talks about.
We call to mind, among others, our lawyer, George Sanga, the unique president, Bishop Trevor Mwamba, Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, Chester, Rooney, Zubi, Richard Banda, Felix Piri, Patrick Mwansa, and many others. The authorities must immediately disclose their whereabouts and legal status of...
When Makepe Zulu did this statement, they had said they don't know anything about those people. After we mentioned to say, where are these people? We've been asking on social media. After we've mentioned, we've put pressure, Bakangwa said they are in custody. How dare you arrest anybody without a arrest warrant or a case or not having access to a lawyer? In any place when they arrest you, they ask you, do you want a lawyer? And you must say, I want a lawyer. They give you whether it's free or not. So you don't give them access to lawyers. Why? Because you want them to be there to be hungry and to eat what? But you are lying that they had access to the lawyers. We've told the lawyers. You never even told them. Always wanting to look good in your speeches. Your time is up. 2 years.
In person. The legal basis upon which they are being held and any charges against them must be disclosed.
Yes, we didn't know.
Where they remain in custody, they must be given immediate access to their lawyers, and families, and accorded the full protection of due process. These are not peripheral actors. They include people playing important political, legal, and electoral roles during a critical moment in the democratic life of our country.
Yeah.
You cannot have a free and fair election in the atmosphere of terror, intimidation, and manipulation. An election is not free merely because citizens were permitted to cast ballots. The process must remain free and fair through voting, counting, tallying, verification, dispute resolution, and final declaration. Of concern are Central Province, Copper Belt, and Lusaka.
Excuse me. You have come here to say he has already won. Talk about something else. I am looking for Mutotwe Kafwaya. If you are not concerned, leave my page. I want to know where Mutotwe Kafwaya is, because the other people are on the list. We've been able to find them. But where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Where is he? Your president, Hakainde Hichilema, must produce him. Because he's the one who sent them on this operation to go and disturb Mundubile. And if Mundubile had anything to hide, he wouldn't go to his house with the children. And if you listen to his speech, statement on the Martin's interview, he said, I asked for permission for my children to go and my wife. This guy just said, collect the children, collect everything, everyone, go and murder them. If not for America to intervene, Mundubile, I don't even know, it's God that loves him. Whoever arrested your wife and children, Hakainde Hichilema, who goes and arrests the main opposition leader on election day? All these things because of power. Is power permanent? Mugabe said he would be president till 100 years. Where is Mugabe? Idi Amin Dada was in power. Where is he? There are people who were before you that tested power. Where are they? Even Jerry Rawlings of Ghana did a coup. He did a coup on Ghana. Where is he? So when you're trying to fight for all these things, vanity, I even wonder why you are too excited with adrenaline or making sure that people are dying. Produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. And this rubbish of calling it a military operation, drop it. Because you actually look like a desperate person. Because there's no militia here. You denied your government denied that there was anyone arrested. We had to make statements. We had to ask where are they. We posted pictures. That was when now Wakanga said they were arrested and were given access to the lawyers. Yet the lawyers have never been informed. Not even family. Where is Kafwaya? Produce him. Once you produce him, dead or alive, I'll be happy. You can do whatever you want. I also mind my business. But for Kafwaya, produce him. But Patrick Kangwa, don't be used by these people who are trying to destroy a generation that you have built with other governments. That are trying to destroy a country that has been built all these generations. You are aiding them to do their criminalities. You are not going to pin anyone as a militia, suspected militia, whatever militia, spoiling the credibility of people who have schooled in law, who understand the laws of Zambia, who respect our constitution. Why? Because Hakainde Hichilema is now a coup d'etat. He's done coup, election coup. This is not a general election. Which general election? You were sending military. If you can send military to Mundubile'S house and murder Kafwaya, I'm sure you've instructed for them to just anyone they find. May God help Zambia. May God help Zambia. Because we have a president that can do anything for power. please produce Mutotwe. All I know is that he died. Because that doctor who called me from Mainasoko cannot lie. That surgeon that tried to stop the blood cannot lie to me. He's too senior to lie. You have kept this under wraps as a scandal. Don't even dare bury him anywhere. Just produce him, take him to one funeral home, and just leave a note and say, Mutotwe is at this place. We'll go and collect him. We know you cannot account for the crime. You've been doing this for a long time. You never agree. This is your government of bloodstains. That's why I said, I'm not going to be involved with your kind of politics. Come and work with us. I can't work with such type of people who are shedding blood. I want position. No, you wanted to come to Zambia. That's why you were busy coming on social media fighting. You wanted to be given position. If I wanted position, I would have been saying so to Fyoto. I'm not interested. I have people I consult and I speak to. If my own father told me no, I focused on my own things in my life. But me coming here to speak does not mean I'm seeking office. If I want to seek offices here in this country, you guys should be seeking office. Here. I was waiting for the children to grow. Besides, my British passport is on the way. I can now start with the councillor if I want. Councillor, mayor, member of parliament if I want. But I'm not interested. My own is to serve the people of Zambia via social media. It's enough. This is also my input. One day you will remember my words of what I said. So those who are trying to celebrate and say, you go and find him, it's military coup, it's military papa, it's what. Tamla team 5 years. It's you that is going to suffer. Who is going to have lived here 22 years? My father died. I did not go for funeral. So what do you want me to do? I waited till 10 years later. I went to go and see him. I'm not interested in Zambia. If I was interested, I'm interested in making sure that you live better. For me, I don't need to worry about anything. I'm doing my own things in this country. That's why I chose to be here. If I really wanted, I could have come to Zambia, stayed there, go to State House, cry, give me position, give me position. I would have gotten it. I don't want. I'm a position, I'm 2 years. Wambo kulwala shiki, mumala. Next at cancer. Pantu wadini wamenshi. No thanks. I'm okay how I am here. So please, produce Mutotwe on a serious note. We cannot be joking around with people's lives. Mutotwe's phone rings. We don't know where he is. His wife is asking. His children are asking. Produce Mutotwe. Let me just share the video of the son. Very important. Because you know, the son has spoken. We shouldn't ignore. This YouTube is busy. So now, it's always good to hear a statement of somebody, especially immediately a situation happens. Let me play you the one from Mundubile'S. This is the one immediately it happened. But I'll just play a little bit of it. He was abducted.
Now, we want to hear from you. Have your say on the future of buses in the Northeast.
You even have a say in UK here. They ask you, ask a question, you put a survey. You are in third world country where everything is by force. Somebody does not want you to be president, you are forcing yourself. And you say, Chikunyonge. Chikunyonga you, not me.
Urgent message. Family, all followers of Brian Mundubile'S, share the message. Share the message. Quickly.
You're not going to joke around with someone's life.
I'm going to put Honorable Brian Mundubile'S on the phone immediately. Tell each other, alert, quickly. Honorable Brian Mundubile'S, good evening.
Good evening to you, Liam. Good evening.
Good evening. Please share from the time we understand that you left the African Union Observer Commission.
Yes, that should have been around 17 hours. We left the meeting at Pamosi. with the SADC, observer missions.
Who were in the entourage with you?
I was with Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya, Honorable George Sanga, Bishop Trevor Mwamba. We were with Tasila's husband, Patrick Mwansa. Of course, I was with my bodyguard, Richard Banda. I was with my driver, Mutambo, and a few other security people. Shortly after we got home along Kudu Road in Kabulonga, the security came to tell me that our yard in Roma, where we normally park our equipment, was raided by some soldiers that surrounded the yard in Roma. So I was trying to make some phone calls to get some people to go there and wonder why the soldiers should surround our yard. Then the bodyguard came back and said, as a matter of fact, even this place has been surrounded. There are some commandos who are outside. And before long, these people accessed the yard, breaking everything along the way. Of course, we locked the doors, trying to secure ourselves. We made a few phone calls in the hope that, some people would show up.
Yes.
They began to break down windows and doors until they accessed the house. Now, in the process, Honorable Kafwaya, myself and my wife were in the master bedroom. We had locked away the kids in the other room. So these guys had already, I don't know how many people shot at. I don't know who was shot at. But somehow they managed to break the door to the master bedroom. And we had locked ourselves in the walk-in wardrobe. So the moment they got in, two guys came in. And when they saw Kafwaya sitting in a corner, really, and he immediately opened fire. Kafwaya was shot at twice,
Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya was shot at twice.
Oh, he was shot at twice. In my presence, my wife was watching. Then they turned to where I was because I had, slid beneath the table. They actually fired twice. If you were to see me now, I wouldn't want to go live.
Yes.
Some of the debris that was coming from the bullet that hit the wall is actually in my hair now. So my wife was standing in the wardrobe, sprung out. She couldn't hold it. She thought that had been hit. She's the one that saved me. And at that point, they began to drag us out. All of us were dragged out. It took a while because we were asked to crawl. We're being stepped on like animals, like common criminals. I didn't fear to address them. I told them, I said, I have committed no crime. The only crime I've committed is to present myself for the leadership of this country, to serve the poor Zambians, including yourselves. So each time I said that, they hit me, and I said, I'll not stop talking. Because the Lord that I worship should enter your hearts for you to see that what you're doing is wrong. So anyway, the long and the short of it is, after an hour's ordeal, they eventually got us in vehicles. My wife and the three kids and my niece were put behind the pickup. I was put and guarded in one of the vehicles.
Honorable, just mention who was your children. Just mention the names. It's very important for all of us because we are recording this and we are live.
Yes. So besides my wife, there was Malumbo, Tulumbe, and Natasha, and our niece Winnie. And there was my nephew, Francis Mulenga, in addition to the other names that I mentioned. So we were all taken.
Yes.
I can account for my daughters, my niece and my wife now. I can't account for George Sanga. I don't know whether Mutotwe Kafwaya is alive. I can't account for Richard Banda.
Did you hear that? I don't know if Mutotwe Kafwaya is alive. He witnessed the shooting. And that is why after this video, they started cooking up now. I'm here at Nasoko. He's not here. He's not here. Next, do statement. Bakangwa, say Midisha. Criminals. You're not going to last. You're not going to last. The God we worship is going to remove you from that seat where you're pushing yourself to be. Can you imagine?
And my driver, Mutambo, and the rest of I cannot account for them. Yeah, so
Patrick Mwansa.
What I saw in my life, as at the time they were putting us in vehicles and driving away, that I can confirm. I saw that he was being pulled to the sky. He was alive. The others, I didn't see them, so I can't account for them.
Thank you. Yeah, proceed.
So it's very difficult to know what these soldiers wanted. For us, as far as we're concerned, it was a clear assassination. There was nothing more.
Have you heard? This was an assassination attempt on Brian Mundubile's life. They didn't know what the soldiers were looking for. And then you have Patrick Kangwa, a whole senior cabinet, come and talk about how we've been investigating for years. You waited for election day that people are voting. All this while, you did not investigate. You waited for that day. You waited for that day.
Them back. Maybe because I constantly talked about the God that I worship. Yeah, but there's nothing less. That was a pure assassination. Because what have we done? What have we done? Okay? I mean, why the military? Why the military? I mean, not less than 50, 60 military officers.
7
up to now.
Honorable Munduwele, just a minute. Where were you taken? I want the story to how you are where you are, because we need to send people maybe to where you are. But first, kindly tell us how you moved.
We were taken to service headquarters. For some reason, they couldn't find the keys to the room they wanted to take us to. Then later, we were driven to the command center. It was at the command center that one officer asked me where I wanted to go. I said to him, look, you just got me out of the house, and you've broken down everything in that house. The kids are traumatized. Take me to LXU. So we debated, and later agreed on where they should drop us, and that's how they dropped us. So I later gave him a list of George Sanga and the rest of them to say, look, there's a circumstance. The fact that you let me go, you have no reason to hold those people. So that, but we don't know where they are, is the fact.
So at that point, we didn't know where everyone was. And they denied, UPND government denied, they never arrested anyone, nobody abducted Mundubile, it's illusion, they're making up stories. They denied. And they were confident. They started mocking the pictures, the videos of Mundubile with the debris on the head. They were denying completely. What type of people are these?
Received an urgent call from Jackson Mutioka's wife and Chewe. Were they with you? These are some of your bodyguards.
Jackson Mutioka?
And Mr. Chewe. No.
Yes, they were with us. They may have been with us, but I haven't seen them.
Okay. But Banda was with you. Was Banda shot, as you have seen, because you are saying Honorable Mutotwe Kafwaya was shot twice?
Yeah. Jackson, I think, I saw Jackson. He's remained at the command center.
Okay.
I didn't see Chewe. Jackson, I saw he's remained at the command center. Yeah. So, Comrade Mwamba is very sad. This is not the Zambia that people yearn for. I didn't ever think we could get to this.
And who has been released? Is Mrs. Mundubile with you? Are the twins and kids with you? Who has been released to your knowledge?
No, so far it's just me and my family. I don't know about the other people. I should not know, what really, why they were holding us. So I don't even know who's still being held.
We saw a Facebook post that stated that did you make that Facebook post? A lot of people were very concerned about that Facebook post.
Which one?
There's a Facebook post that talked about that you were being held by the military and that you were all fine. But from what you've described, we could have lost some lives. Yeah. You were tortured. You were brutally beaten. You were made to crawl.
Yes. Somebody has to make a statement as to how many people.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Andrew Mwamba, to say They started sending messages to everyone's mobile phone that there's false allegations. There is no such thing as police and what. If you remember, they sent that. If you remember, they did that. Now, Patrick Kangwe is admitting that they went because they are suspecting militia for many years. After denying.
Cute. There was a lot of gunfire in that yard. The neighbors around there can attest to that.
I've got neighbors that told me.
If you go there now, there's still 3 military gun cruisers at the house. I went back. I said, because we just dropped somewhere. Of course, we wouldn't give details of
yeah, please don't.
We need to access a vehicle. We need to access one of the vehicles. So when we went there, of course, every guard did, they led us into the bedroom. My goodness, everything has been ransacked. You wouldn't want to do.
You've ransacked your house literally, and probably any valuables taken.
Of course, there was money. I would not want to mention value. A lot of money has been picked from them. They've taken advantage of the phones. A lot of the number of phones that belong to my daughter, my wife. Everything is gone. Okay. Yeah, the valuables. You know, the ladies with jewelry and everything is gone. Yeah.
That's your government that now wants to pin on Mundubile'S militia. You want to pin it on Tasila's husband, Patrick Mansa, militia. You want to, if it's militia, they were trying to do military things. Why are they in Charleston police? A police where you put people for shishita. For shishita. Is now where you put militia. Won't you put them in a high secure something, prison? You are now putting them in just a police where if somebody is in the road passing, shishita, go now. You pay 300 the following day. Is that the one that you call militia? You are acting as if people have not been to school. What a bunch of people. UPND, your ending will be bad. I'm telling you. Forget about how you've rigged the election and used coup. There are people who are stronger than you, bigger. Where are they today? Where are they today? You want to pin innocent people when you've forgotten that Mutotwe Kafwaya is missing. But the question about Mutotwe Kafwaya to have a fire. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? You now want to, if not for the meeting that they had with African Union and they got home to drink tea, you would have denied completely. You started with his other property. So them thinking, property. Property. Now when there's people outside. He started fast calling people before they took the phones from him. What was your aim for you to do that to Mundubile'S, his family? And now Mutotwe Kafwaya's family is looking for Mutotwe Kafwaya. If you like, since that's what you do, but why take a life? Why gun down Mutotwe Kafwaya? I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not whatever from Waiba. That's what you do. You're criminals. I was not even following how you were counting the votes. Because that's rubbish that was going on there. Child's play. A life is involved. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Produce him. At least show us where he is. That's it. You cannot think a life can be taken away like that easily. Now you've admitted that you took people. Mutotwe Kafwaya was one of them. Where is he? Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya? Where is he? Where is he? Produce the man. Dead or alive. You entered Mundubile'S premises without permission on the day of voting. Day of voting, so you entered. Why? Because you were chefu kumwipaya. Hamilimo, we know by your last name you support any rubbish from HH. Don't even come to my page. I'll block you. I don't have time. A life is lost. You are coming here to joke. This is why the same president, HH, should never be president of Zambia. Because what has he done apart from dividing Zambians?
For our own safety and for us to coordinate this off the camera, you issued a very powerful statement this morning, probably that has attracted this fierce response from the state, that, you know, you demanded that election results be announced, and you stated that you had won elections. You just speak to that and to the millions of Zambians that voted for you.
Well, first of all, Emmanuel, people should not misunderstand power of voter tabulation. Okay? If one speaks to the PVT, they are not declaring themselves winner. They are not declaring themselves winner. They are simply saying, according to our power of voter tabulation, we are winning this election. And then very quickly, I proceeded to say, we call upon the ECZ to announce the results so that we can verify. Okay? That was the position. And then, so if that statement, excited people, it's most unfortunate, because you have your own tabulation. Your tabulation can be inaccurate, it can be accurate. So when you discover that the official results from the ECZ are different from the ones that you have, then you engage, because you have an issue. You are saying to the ECZ, according to the polling stations and according to these Gen 20s, this is our tally. How are you?
Okay. So because Mundubile made that statement, you now send military people. You now send military people. For what? You don't have his number. Because as far as I'm aware, a public figure like this one, the number, you can have even a number for the PA. After all, ECZ, when you're filling in forms, when you're filing in, there's a number there. And Mundubile's number will be there. The next elections, Amangala Zalomes will not be ECZ chair, and many of you people. You cannot abuse office like this. You cannot abuse office. Fine, abuse, do whatever you want to do because you are in charge. You are one region, all of you, from that region where you are in ECZ. But must you send people to go and make the Mundubile? Since you want to take it, it's now based on where you come from. You hired people from Angala Fafina from Mwaba. Must you go and attack Kafwaya? Produce Kafwaya. Produce Kafwaya. That's it. Produce him. When you produce him, we'll move on with our lives with other things. But we want to know that Ichiro Chipwe, because the more you keep the body, the more we will be grieving, and Ichiro Takashike. Give us Kafwaya. Take even to any funeral home. Give us Kafwaya. Please. It's very important that the family knows where Kafwaya is. Somebody says, Sister Lillian, how is Tasila's husband? They are not allowing anybody to see him, to have access to him. I don't even know if he's even eating. I don't know which food he's eating. How many times, HH, are you going to punish the family of Edgar Lungu? You started with it, punishing Palungu. You went with the wife, punishing her. Now Edgar Lungu died. You've gone to the son. Now you've even gone to the husband of Tasila. For what? For what? People can't even be free to want to aspire for office, just like the members of parliament. It's the people in the communities who choose. Me, I want this one as a member of parliament. This person is accessible to Nananankwe. You allow them to choose their member of parliament, but you are literally imposing people to be members of parliament because you know that you lost. So you are not a president of Zambia, but you are a president of one region, and you are a president of division. You are a president who entered into power in your so-called second term. using a coup d'etat. You have done a coup, election coup, because you abducted people. You were asking people in the car to announce someone as a candidate that has won the election in a car, in a Hilux. And then you wanted to pin violence on the opposition. You never found no weapon. You should be ashamed of yourself. So please, guys, let us not allow HH to do what he used to do. I know he has cyber, he will increase. But we are asking questions. Where is Kafwaya? Where is Kafwaya? And you see, the supporters of HH, they only have bad language. It's bad language. Who are you? What? I'm not interested, my friend. Even if you praise HH, you will die and leave Zambia. I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking for the children who are not born. Who should find Zambia better? Not you that is eating food from HH today. Look at this. Hama and Janji. Look, all of them, they're just speaking rubbish. You can insult me, but I need answers. Where is Mutotwe Kafwaya's body? Produce the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya. You must tell us where you've put the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya. And not pretending as if there was something. You understand? Produce the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya. You shot him twice. He didn't make it. You are not going to pin militia on anybody. Do the right thing and produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. That's it. Mu 2021, you'll be pinning Walungu, you'll be doing this and this. You now want to repeat. You have just, how many days of you being elected in a coup government? 2 days. You're already threatening people. You're already hiding the body of Mutotwe Kafwaya. Please, produce Mutotwe Kafwaya. Tupenife Kafwaya. Give us Mutotwe Kafwaya. So guys, that's what I wanted to tell you. This UPND government has always been rubbish. It's only foolish people that support foolish deeds. You cannot enter someone's property and murder them. And after murdering them, you take the body, hide the body because you want to conceal your crimes. It's criminal to do that. When you did that, you should have thought before going to someone's property. You've evaded someone's privacy. Then you want to accuse them of militia. And Zambians, those that follow you, they just read the news. They'll follow you that it's true, it's militia. You will never lay a charge against anyone in that group. Any charge that you're trying to lay, I rebuke it in Jesus' name. You will never plan the way you're planning that mukepayo you. It will never work. It will never work. You are not God. Ukipaya bantu. So please, as you start living your life in the darkness, I hope you bought enough lamps to help you to have a bit of light. Thank you so much. Brian Mundubile is the legit president of Zambia who won the elections. Abashala, they are coup. They are illegal. Take care, guys.